The Wolfenstein series games that harken back all the way to 1981 and are they clearly not that changed with you sending say hidden enemies into the spirit world shoot by shoot, and today we are checking out another one. In this lineage it is the cop shooter side story of Wolfenstein YOUNGBLOOD. Tells them the tale, the BG, Blackskovich, his daughters as they go out into Nazi-occupied Paris to find their father. YOUNGBLOOD looks to inject a little bit of its namesake into the titles, but let's actually see if it did. YOUNGBLOOD is developed by Machine Games and Archon Studios and comes out for the PC and Xbox, the PS4 and Switch. Basically everything with console versions releasing tomorrow and on PC today. There are two versions. The $30 standard versions gets you the game plus a couple skins and weapon models if you pre-order it, while the deluxe versions for $14 gets you the game, cyber skin pack, a couple more models, and one body pass that you can pass on to a friend to play the game with you. So here we go. As always, if you like the video, maybe subscribe. And graphics are up. First, while YOUNGBLOOD looks good, its appearance matches the side story. It is rather than a full producer, though the game is set like 19 years after the other titles, which does cause you to look at some of the Nazi weapons and think to yourself either these dudes really like wear an armor made out of tin cans and their best friends heads, or they simply do not know how to build anything better. This is especially noticeable when the same enemy's jetpack in on crude rockets or the occasional bomb-placed robot dog runs in front of you and explodes, which is a little bit like DARPA just taking one of their $1 million robot thingies and stretching some fireworks to it and thinking that is hate of what this thing can do. It's a waste, but it does look cool, and for the most parts Wolfenstein does as well. YOUNGBLOOD has that it can look really good, especially during battles, weapon effects, participal debris and ruined elements of the game. World all have a really grounded feeling to them, so it can be enjoyed. I would say that New Colossus did start that trend. It is elevated here in YOUNGBLOOD, and one of the biggest change here is the world is an open world style game branching out from the previous titles sub of Formication. We got into the Paris, comes with a sprawling complex for our own characters to go to various districts around Paris, some subdivided of the huge buried doors, secrets and other ways to get into him. I cannot say it is exactly amazing in world design, but there were some parts I liked. Then there are a number of cutbacks and secrets that the world design has that allow for you to run down a couple streets to go to a choke point and get an enemy or sneak up behind some powered up soldier wearing the loader from the Aliens movies, outfitted with flamethrowers all over it. The game leans more towards open block, I would say, than really open city, but well, talk about that in a bit. Another place the game tries to deliver is in verticality, and this might be some of Arcane Studios' touch in this, and it does, especially with your corner aiming as you sprint up flights of stairs only to come out into a Nazi-occupied meeting room, blast through it, and then if you want leaping back into the same square that you just left while your teammates down there running for their life, sadly. So most of the locations have two levels of very quickly you can pretty quickly identify ground floor, and then usually the third floor in most of the towns, with most second floor is actually cut off by debris to stop you from going into them. This feels a bit less visceral and a bit more video game than I would have actually hoped for. When it comes to animation flight, the game looks good, always feeling quick and nimble, whether you're sneaking by an enemy to add an extra office and then pull their grenade out of it, or if you are trying to to whisk so the 3 lines of enemies gotten a lap without raising an alarm, all that works really well. I will say the killing animation shows decidedly tame here many times with the girl just flipping the gun over the firing it back into the enemy's face or smashing them home, and the side with the pick say something about the past game's visceral, well-shaped takedowns and later on full-fledged sweeps that feel like the Nilsson moments right out a Karate Kid where you grab somebody, whisk their feet out from under them and then ended their lives with a quickness.